Guest speaker, thank you so much. Bringing to the ring right now, the Governor, Wilson Kane.
And we're back here at PXW. Governor Wilson Kane getting into the ring right now. Say a few words
Well, it sounds
about
like
the legend.
Billy still wants to go, so I got my gear upstairs, man, if you want to. No, I've had enough of you over the years, man. I don't need any more, trust me.
Uh-oh.
You know, a lot of people here are going to talk about the coal miners' glove matches and what Dutch Savage has done for Portland wrestling. And, you know, what can you say about Dutch that when it comes to the ring that, you know, all the guys in the back room look at this man like he sets the standard.
He does.
You know, for all of us, he paves the way. He was one of the many guys down the road that paved the way for young guys like myself and everybody up in the back room. We're in this business because of guys like Dutch Savage.
Amen.
And, you know, I'm going to tell you a little story about how I know Dutch outside of the wrestling business. And it's, you know, everyone knows that, you know, I'm in real estate, Dutch is in real estate. It's not even about that. Back about 13 years ago, back when at the Bagley Center with Sandy Barr, when I was being trained by Jesse, and we were getting the tar kicked out of us upstairs, and we'd wrestle, we'd practice for 5 nights a week, 3 hours a day. And we were required during our school to go to the matches on Sundays at the Bagley Center. And, you know, before I got into wrestling, you know, when Dutch Savage came up to me and talked to me, and he said, you know, we were there, they told us you're not allowed to talk to anybody. You just sit there, you shut up, and you watch. It's like, okay, you don't want to get my butt kicked Monday, so I'll watch, don't talk to anybody. Dutch Savage comes up and talks to me. Scared me to death. I'm like, oh, God, I'm going to get nailed. And it was because I was sitting there, always watching him do broadcasting. Because when I got a college degree in broadcasting myself, and I just loved what he did. You know, I was out in the broadcast booth in the truck, and I'm watching commercial breaks. Oh, what's he doing now? You know, so he comes up and talks to me, and he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm training." Okay. He goes, "So did you go to college?" I said, "Yes, sir. I went to college. I got a degree." He goes, "What are you doing in this business?" And I said, "You know, I just love it. You know, it's hard to explain unless you do it. How you just love what men like this did for us and what we do in the ring for all you fans." And he gave me the best advice in the world. I've been a wrestler for 13 years now, and he gave me the best advice that anybody has ever given me. And it has helped my career so much. He, you know, back earlier, I don't know if I should say this or not, excuse me if you don't want me to, but he goes, "I don't understand, a lot of these people here don't remember me." And then all of a sudden you fans start cheering. And I'm going, yeah, they do remember you, Dutch. I remember you for what you did for me, and a lot of these guys back here remember you for what you did for this business. And so to tell this story real quick, he goes, "I'm going to give you some advice, kid, and I want you to listen." I said, "All right, yes, sir. I don't want to get hit either." And he goes, "When you go into a back room, you go up to you introduce yourself to the booker, you shake his hand. How you doing? There's my name. My name's Wilson Kane. I'll be right over here. When you need to talk to me, I'll be right over here." "Okay, thank you, sir." You sit down, you shut up, and you listen, and you wait to be spoken to, and you do what you're told. Now, when you're done, you go up to the booker. Whether you get paid or not, doesn't matter. You go up to him and say, "Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. You know how to get in touch with me. Hopefully, I'll be on the next show." And that's it. I did that every single match from my very first match at Portland Wrestling, and Billy Two Eagles came up to me and scared the crap out of me in the back room also, to my very last match I've ever had, to the booker who was a kid that used to go to the wrestling matches at Old Roseland Theater holding up signs that says "Governor Rules." God knows he was lying. But, you know, he goes up. This kid, I'm sitting there going, saying thank you to this guy for having me on the show. And that is a sign of professionalism that we need to experience in the back room. And I know the promoter Bobby is up there going, "Yes, we do." That right there has gotten me booked all over the country and other countries. And I've taken that in my own personal life with my business. When I go to my clients and my customers, I said, "What would you like me to do? What do you want from me?" And they tell me, and I listen, and I do what I'm told. And that's made me very successful in the wrestling business. It's also made me very successful in the real estate business. And that, to me, is what Dutch Savage is he's professional, he's a gentleman, and he sets a standard of how we should all be in this business. So I hope all those boys are back there listening, because I just passed on a lesson from one legend to one wrestler, I'm passing on to young kids back there. That is the best advice any of these kids back there can get. And in closing, for that, sir, I just wanted to say thank you.
Next guest speaker I'd like to introduce to you is someone that if you guys look on YouTube and you catch some of the old classic Portland wrestling matches, you wouldn't know this, but this guy knows more about old school wrestling than most of us put together. He's your commentator for PXW, soon to be Portland Wrestling, Mr. Matt Legit.
Mr. Savage. I'm not a wrestler. I'm not a wrestler at all. If I was, though, I would listen to this man. I've been a fan of wrestling for 25, 26 years, and been trying to help out every promotion in town in this wonderful sport for the last almost 5 years. And I can honestly say that I learned more in 3 hours at Dutch Savage's house than I have learned in a lifetime of watching and helping. And I hope that all the guys in the back really do take the opportunity to get to know Dutch better, because he is a very nice gentleman, a gracious host when you go to his home, and has, done so much that words can't describe what this man has done for this business. And I'm sure for a lot of the folks sitting here, some of you might be too young to remember Dutch. You can check out youtube.com/legitwrestling. Yeah. I know you aren't, Kevin. But I grew up hearing about Dutch Savage from my dad and my uncle and my mother, who passed on one thing to me. You know, there were a lot of guys in wrestling who were entertaining and who were a lot of fun to watch, but there was one guy in Portland wrestling who, if you messed with him, was gonna knock the crap out of you, and he was Dutch Savage. And I think all the guys in the back could learn a lot from Dutch, because he knows more than probably all of us put together. So give it up for Dutch Savage.
Folks, put your hands together for all the speakers. Mr. Savage, Legend Night. I think at this time it would be appropriate if we did some question and answers.